How's it going, everyone? Your host, as always, Jaybird Stereo. And, have a nice little set change. I decided to make, like, a wrestling section. This will be my normal section, this will be my wrestling section. Maybe we'll have one for cartoons in the future. I'm lazy as fuck. So, we're gonna hop right into it. This is a little late, but, you know, there's only so much wrestling you can watch. I want to have a, you know, a completely fair list here, so... Top 10 matches of 2016. In February of 2017. Number 10, I want to give to... this will be a tough one. Number 10, I want to give to Sami Zayn and Nakamura. It was Nakamura's debut match. It was at NXT TakeOver Dallas. I'm going to give that the number 10 spot because I just think, honestly... Literally, when the match finished, I knew deep down in my head, I was like, I'm going to write this as one of the top 10, aren't I? I walked right over to my book, wrote it down, walked right back to the TV, cheered the fuck out of the match. Like, I knew instantly that this was going to be a match. They have this chemistry, and I don't even think it's just them, it's Sami. And Sami will be on this list again, so... he just has this fucking chemistry with everybody that just clicks. No movement wasted, in my opinion. Everything felt right. Good in-ring story, not much story outside, but don't really need it, to be honest. This is what they call a marquee match. Sami goes under, Nakamura goes over, Sami gets to be the underdog, Nakamura gets to be the new big dog. Everything about this for me worked. It was a beautiful match. And hey, we didn't call the Blue Thunder Bomb Michinoku driver. Fuck you, Michael Cole. Number 9, Io Shirai and Mayu Iwatani had two fucking phenomenal matches this year. So I'm honestly going to take both of them and I know it's a cheat, both of them belong in this slot. One of which was after Io turned heel, one of which was almost a complete, like, I guess, setup for that. The first one, there was a very small botch that changed it from being much higher on this list. If you don't know Stardom, before I even get into the details of this is Stardom. It's an all-women Japanese wrestling, Joshi promotion. It is easily within the top 5 promotions right now, including the big ones. The match quality that these women can put on just spoils you, and I mean it. It spoils you on women's wrestling. If you go watch Stardom, and then you come back to WWE, and you watch, like, women's championship matches with people like Charlotte, nonetheless, who are fucking phenomenal, do not get me wrong. Night and day. Fucking night and day. That being said, send Charlotte over there for a tour. That would be nice. Just the story behind this match, Mayu not being able to, you know, pull it out and just being this close. They start the match with the whole, hey, last time there was that count-out victory, we got a double draw, might as well, no time limit, right? You good with that? Io's good with that? This, just the way that this, and then she couldn't do it. She actually couldn't do it. The time limit actually helped her last time. See, I thought that was like a nice little subtle touch. Everything about this just worked. And then in the second match, Mayu came this fucking close. She brought it so much more. She fired up more, infinitely more than in the second match than in the first. Dragon suplexes, German every kind of suplex you could... Hey, I want to suplex, daddy! They did. They fucking did. They hit all of them. To the outside, to the inside, from the top rope, from the bottom rope, from the fucking floor. Jesus Christ. Like, every kind of, oh my god, I don't want to see that woman die mentality you think you would have in this match, you will. But it's fucking awesome. You can just tell Io Shirai is without a doubt the best wrestler on the planet, as far as women. Definitely within the top 10 for, like, genderless, regardless of gender. She is, without a doubt, though, the top woman. I do not see a better wrestler even coming within the next 10 years. I just do not see someone being better than Io Shirai. She is an all-around ace, and I know it's her gimmick. It's her fucking, she's a 1 in 100. It's funny is I love that Tanahashi can't bitch because he just steals other people's gimmicks anyway, so if she goes, I'm the 1 in 100 talent, the 1 in a century talent, Tanahashi, hey! Moose. Moose. Before I do move on, the heel turn after that match went a little smoother, but it didn't have as many, like, moments, and the story felt a little weaker, just a little bit. So together, I genuinely feel like those two matches with a slash between them, easily fits in the 9th spot. Without the botch and without having to do the 2 together, definitely would have been higher. Number 8, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, Battleground, WWE.
You are my best friend.
So WWE decides to cash in on an indie storyline here from, or no they don't, Sami Zayn was never on the indies. What am I talking about? Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at Battleground. This is the only WWE like main roster feud / even match that I have on here. You know, there were a few that were close, but this takes all of them for me. This was story personified. This was beautiful. From that first haluva kick to the sell afterwards. Sami playing the perfect underdog, but to the boiling point. So he's actually, like, beyond credible, beyond awesome. He's fuming. And then Kevin Owens is a monster. You know, people can say, like, fat jokes all they want. They're assholes if they do, but they can say those all they want. This guy, he moves so fucking well, and he has such a great power brute moveset, as well as the athleticism and the high flying. Owens, please, make your second reign better, please. I think he's gonna lose to Goldberg, was the rumor? Oh, please, no. This has been such a shit run for him. Not, like, the worst. He got a major title, so let's, you know, take the time to celebrate, congratulate. Good fucking job. You made it, and you deserve it. To risk sounding like, you know, shitty fans. You deserve it. You still got it. I wish I could play the clip of The Undertaker. Just, what was the noise he made again? He's so miserable that that's a thing now. Oh my god, you could see him die inside when they chanted at him. But, yeah, back to the actual match. Everything about this match was just awesome. And the story was so fucking, you could taste it. It was palpable. It was perfect. I don't disagree with it being a little bit too much of a soap opera at times with them, but I just think it, you know, it really does lend itself to the feud. It's not something that they just do to throw buzzwords. They're really legitimately best friends. You know, it all works. Number 6, Will Ospreay versus Kushida at Invasion Attack, NJPW. Holy shit selling. Holy shit selling. Will Ospreay. I've followed him for a little bit. I've known some of his REVPRO work, which we might touch on later. But, you know, I know some of his early work. I didn't know he could work to the degree that I saw in this match. This was amazing. This was the match, if you're curious, because he fought Kushida, I think, a couple of times, maybe even 3. This was the match where he went for the springboard, Kushida kicks his arm, and the rest of the match, he sells the fuck out of that arm. Can I just address this now? If you go back and watch this match and you see him doing things on that arm, it's gonna happen. Modern selling, psychology is dead. Aside from the revival, which, what do you have to do to something when it's dead or dying? You revive it. It's dead. Psychology is dead. So, let me point this out. You know, you're gonna watch, you're gonna see this match, you're gonna see him do a couple things, and you go, well, then I'm supposed to be... To the degree that modern selling needs to be done, this is the prerequisite here, to the degree that modern selling needs to be done, it was done more than satisfactorily in this match. One of the best spots I can remember is him going for it, Kushida kicking the arm. I genuinely bought injury there. The way he yelled, the way he didn't use his hand for the rest of the match for the most part, again, modern psychology's good. I don't think there's a better example of, like, in-ring psychology, in-ring work being better, at least for these two, than this match. This match was great. He, like I said at the beginning, he goes for the springboard, gets the arm kicked out, sells injury. Later in the match, he goes to hit the springboard again, realizes he can't put weight on his arm. Fucking handless springboard. Fucking handle it. He just flipped. You're a wizard, you goddamn son of a bitch. And Kushida, obviously, you know, going for the arm to work the arm for the Kimura lock, which is his finisher, or the... What does he call it again? The fucking hoverboard lock, which I love. I love that his entire gimmick is just fucking, you know, I'm Asian Marty McFly. Back to the Future rules. Like, that's the entire thing. These next 5 I have to set up right now. I genuinely could not place them. Maybe number 1 is the only one that I genuinely look at and go, okay, yeah, no, definitely. But like 5, 4, 3, 2, These could really appear in any order. This was so hard to narrow down into an actual order. Number 5, and this is just me personally, I liked this way more than Cedric and Kota. From the CWC, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. This started DIY, well, not started, but it like got people really to notice DIY, more as single competitors, weirdly. You know, I feel like they're a tag team that you just know is gonna, like, you look at them, you're like, this isn't a unit. This is just two people who can fucking work better than most people, and they happen to work really well as a team because they're friendly now. Like, it doesn't, you don't, if you look at them, you're not like, which one's a Marty Jannetty? And the actual match itself, the story, as I've said, what makes a good match? Story, hard-hitting action, legitimately good ring work, psychology, all present, a good crowd. All of it is present. Just the iconic, and I mean it, this should be iconic. Please don't ever let this image go. Tommaso Ciampa pulling down the knee pad, literally, and said at the beginning of the match, I will be the guy that hurts you. But then they also have in the video package, they're best friends, you know, being a tag team has brought in two guys close to each other. Pulls down the knee pad, looks at Johnny Gargano from across the ring. Can't do it, pulls it back up, and he loses the match. I mean, even if the rest of the match was just like a three-star match, this little bit here, and then the end when he comes and just sits next to him, puts the arm over, but teases that fucking heel turn for an unnecessary, and I mean like justifiably unnecessary, amount of time. Friendship, the angst, the pain on his face for having to do it, and then he can't do it. And I know I sound like I'm overselling it. Just go watch it. It's fucking beautiful. It's so much better than the match that was Kota Cedric, which was a fucking 6.5-star match on Meltzer's scale. Don't get me wrong, but it was more just moves. Number 4, Tomohiro Ishii versus Katsuyori Shibata. Holy shit. Oh, what did this take place? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's like half of my list. Wrestle Kingdom 10. And by the way, since we're in February and I already watched Wrestle Kingdom 11, next year's list has already got 3 on them as well. So if you have to pick one New Japan show to watch a year, Wrestle Kingdom, not even a fucking difficult task. It is the best wrestling show of all time. Might be the best, like, WrestleMania-like show, where it's, because, you know, it's the grandest stage of NJPW, it's their equivalent. It's probably the best, like, big show of all time. Well, you know, that's not hard, because, well, I'm gonna heel turn. Shibata Ishii, man. This match. And I think I said hard-hitting for, that makes a good match. Well, if that's the case, this match is A fucking plus. Shibata has this habit of, like, going backstage and people going, you know, like, this is wrestling and not MMA, right? And he looks at them and goes, ha ha ha, headbutts them. You know you could, like, slow down your pace, you know you could work the crowd a bit, you know you could, none of that. Shibata has time for fucking none of that. There's a saying that you learn the rules just to forget them. You learn the rules so you can break them, that's what it is. That's Shibata in a nutshell. Went through wrestling training. Oh yeah, okay, so you hit here, yeah, no, I get it, cool, this is nice, and that would absorb some of the impact, alright. Just punches them in the face. What the fuck was the point of wrestling school? If you don't believe that Shibata is one of the stiffest workers in the world, go to YouTube, type in Katsuyori Shibata headbutt. That's it. I'm sure the one with Naomichi Marufuji will pop up, and you will see blood. I don't mean on Marufuji. I mean on Shibata. The man is fucking insane. You stick him with the fucking human 5-star match that is fucking Tomohiro Ishii, Honma, you know, there's just so many. These 3, Honma, Katsuyori Shibata, Tomohiro Ishii, they can interchangeably put on some of the best fucking matches, and Honma gets left out all the time in that. It pisses me off so much. He's such an underrated talent. I know NJPW is hard-hitting, so if you say hard-hitting, it's like, you know, trying to find a specific type of fish in a fucking large pond. It's probably going to take you a while. But this fish comes equipped with a fucking gun, because that's what his hits are. These two just put on one of the most fucked up matches. The colliding headbutts, that spot. I know I'm mentioning headbutts a lot, but when you think Shibata, if you don't think headbutts, you've probably been headbutted by Shibata. I'm pretty sure he even starts the match with a fucking running jump kick, which is fucking Shibata, that is. His kicks are fucking disgusting. There's not much else to say on him, because it's literally just murder the match, but fuck, it's good. What I particularly love in New Japan is probably what, like, people, you know, in Japan love about New Japan, and that's the fighting spirit. So when you see the spot of, like, Shibata forearming stiffly his way to the other corner, you know, knocking Ishii into the turnbuckle down, Ishii then fires up, comes back, works his way across the ring again. The way they just trade, there's something about that style that I always liked. I've always liked the, oh yeah, you want to do that? Okay, I'm going to do it too. And then you test to see who's, it's almost like a test of strength, but with hits. Match number 3, Marty Scurll versus Will Ospreay, high stakes at RevPro. Ah, see what I did? That's a callback. I set that up before. I know, I'm a loser. I know. Technical Wizards gets thrown around a lot, and, well, send Hagrid to these boys' houses because holy fuck, they're wizards. Marty Scurll, in my opinion, is probably the best, like, non-WWE worker on the indies right now. Marty's finishes the chicken wing, so of course he works neck and arms. Suicide dives galore because Will Ospreay's in the match and there's tons of high spots, which, by the way, Marty can also do. I like that. I like that he's a suicide dive guy, not just a mat game, not just a ground specialist. Will Ospreay is... he's God. Let's just be honest. He's from Mount Olympus. Someone fed him that Hercules bottle that turns you, like, slightly human, and that's the only reason he's here with us today. Let's be fucking real. The guy... If Neville's the guy that gravity forgot, God forgot to give Will Ospreay gravity in the first place. There's just fucking effortless movements with Ospreay. He just fucking flows. He is literally a leaf in the wind, as corny as it would be to say. And to have that, you know, be manipulated by one of the best in-ring specialists, I think that's why this match fucking works so well. I definitely think Marty called this match, like, for a lot of it. This was little by little, pick at a body part, and fucking... That style's not around anymore. And when it's done right, it can be a top 3 fucking match of the year candidate. And when it's done wrong, which is, you know, probably like 70% of the time, match number 2, Kenny Omega versus Tetsuya Naito, G1, Day 18, NJPW. The G1 tournament is the best tournament in wrestling, and you can prove me wrong. Oh shit, can I say that? So what I was saying is that there's no holding me back, and I'm driven by fear, not by fear, I'm driven by anger, you know, and, you know, sometimes I'm under attack, and... It's a brilliant tournament, it is great every year, which I'm gonna be honest, I think this year was a little slow, but even with the slowness of this year, phenomenal G1. G1 Climax is awesome. If you don't watch if you watch one show, make it Wrestle Kingdom, but if you want to watch one, like, month, put it around, like, July, August. You want to go for the G1. Kenny Omega and Naito, just 2 of the best workers today. Naito, I've said it before on my channel, best fucking heel, and Kenny Omega is just a fucking character. And in a good way. He's the cartoonish anime, he's the cleaner, that's his gimmick, and, like, he's so warped that he thinks he is this great anime villain, and that's, like, the character. But people sort of listen to him, so he kind of is, but, like, he's still corny about it, but in a good way, and it feels, like, believable. You have that, one of the best character workers in this business, versus another one of the best character workers. I was going to try and do a nice little, like, this versus this, but they're essentially really similar. Both great in-ring, both have nice movesets, both are heels. This is a very similar match. Holy shit. Match of the year. No contest. I know, like, 5 through 2 was really hard. I think I said at the beginning, I have to give it to this match. I said it a little before, but it would be unforgivable for me to put anything other than Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kazuchika Okada, Wrestle Kingdom 10, New Japan. Hey, there's that Wrestle Kingdom again. This match, when you go to click on it in NJPW World, there's sections. Like, sometimes they do rounds instead of, like, the whole pay-per-view. Click on this one. 1 hour long. The story, the opening package, the match itself, which was slow. Not everyone likes slow burn matches. You know, you don't have to like them. They are storytelling. That, to a lot of people, seems like a dumb sentence, but it makes sense, I promise you. Wrestling is storytelling. You need to tell a story through your actions in the ring, whether that be through the outer story or, you know, just through movesets, which is the inner story, which is the more important one. Tanahashi is the company's, like, John Cena. Lol, Tanahashi wins is a joke. On the other hand, Okada is their new main guy. He's their guy that they want to keep pushing. He is the current, how do I put this? It's like a changing of the eras, so to speak. When you have these two elements, it's a rarity that you get to see them put together and, you know, put on the grandest stage. You know, once in a while WWE will work to a dream match. This was a dream match. This was the old guard versus the new guard, and it was actually the passing of the guard. It was mind-blowing, and I'm trying to do my best to not mention moves or elements of the match, but still put it over. Because with both this, you know, in general, NJPW matches, you don't want to know. Just go watch and be amazed. And another thing I love about NJPW is, similarly to how our, like, cartoons will be filmed in similar ways to our live action, it's the same way with Japan. You have these anime shots, just because I guess that's the way things are shot there. It's just how they do things, so, you know, it bleeds through. But yeah, that's the best of 2016. That's my top 10. If it hasn't been obvious enough, I'm trying to desperately get more people into Stardom, get 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 into Stardom. If you can, like and subscribe, get into Stardom. And, you know, hit the like button, get into Stardom, and leave a comment. That's the most important one, because this is about getting into Stardom and having a conversation. So, yeah, get into Stardom, and I'll see you next week. Get into Stardom. Get into Stardom. Just remember that friends and family are temporary. Stardom, get into Stardom, and Bullet Club. Oh, Bullet Club.
Bullet Club. 4.